All right. So in the toolbox, we discuss about this the selection tools, which is the rectangle, ellipse, the free or the lasso tool, and the fuzzy tool or the magic wand, and bicolor selection tool, scissor tool, as well as foreground and background. Right, and we were talking about the bucket fill as the brush tools, right, and the selected area can be filled by the bucket, right? And blend and the gradient, the pencil, the paintbrush, and the airbrush and the ink, as well as we talk about the eraser, right? So those are for drawing purpose, right? So if you want to draw something on your canvas or the working area or a particular photo, that is the way that you can do it. So today we are going to talk about this clone, heal, perspective clone, and convolve, or like the blur or the sharpen tool, and the smudge, dodge, and we already I think we have talked about the move tool, but I'll show you again, and the transforming part, as well as the some other tools that we have. All right. Okay. So here we go. This is the GIMP software, as you know. So today I'm going to show you how the clone tools are working, right? So I'm going to open, I'll take a different picture over here, the elephant. So according to the tool list, it's the clone tool that we need to discuss. So the clone tools are right over here, right? So it has three separate tools: healing tool, clone tool, and perspective clone, right? So first I'll show you what's happened with the clone tool, right? So cloning means we are taking the exact similar part of a picture and trying to copy it to the some other place regarding that selection, or regarding the place that we have selected. Now, you know, when copying and pasting is done from the select tool, we can copy something, right? Like according to a shape or according to a free selection, and we can copy it and place it somewhere, right? But cloning is something different. So when you use the cloning tool, first thing, you have to select the area where you are going to refer in the picture when you are doing the cloning, right? You will like realize what's going on when we are doing the practical using this. So to this cloning tool, you can see a circle kind of a tool is like selected over here, right? Let me take away the selection, right? So I can, if you can see, this is the clone tool that I have taken, and the same way I can choose any kind of brush which is taken as a clone tool. So here I have taken a circle or this particular brush, so you can see the size of it and the shape of it, right? So I can increase and decrease the size using this, as well as the by pressing the square bracket. Square bracket is not, hold on. Yeah, using the square bracket. So you can, if you press your right square bracket, it will get increase the key which contains the square bracket. And if you go with the left square bracket, the size will decrease. And again, you can easily increase and decrease the sizes from this particular point, right? Okay, so now the first thing is, first we have to, as I told you, first we have to say which area of this image that we are going to refer for the clone. So that area, I'll move my mouse pointer to the top of this elephant, and I press the control key, right? So when I'm pressing the control key, you can see now my mouse pointer got 3 icons with it now, which is something which is similar to a plus or to a target. And there is the seal kind of a thing is there, the stamp kind of a thing, and the like the stop mark, or like රවුමක් ඇඳලා මැද්දෙන් ඉරක් ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ. So ඒක තියෙනවා. So when I press the control button, it is gone. That stop icon එක වගේ තියෙන එක යනවා. Let me show it clearly. See on a clone tool එකේ, you can see there are 3 things in the with the cursor. So when I press the control button, now I have pressed the control button, so that stop mark, or the icon that we use to stop, is disappearing, right? රවුමක් ඇඳලා මැද්දෙන් පොඩි ඉරක් ඇඳලා තියෙන icon එක නැති වෙනවා control key එක ඔබනකොට. So, and again, look at what status bar says, right? Control and click to set a new clone source. So that means, as I told you, we have to select from where the cloning reference is happening. So if I press control and I'm giving a mouse click, right? So it is taking the target or the reference for the clone, right? So I took it out, and now you can see there is a circle with dotted lines at the top of the elephant, and my mouse pointer can be moved here and there, right? So look at this. Now I'm going to click right over here. Right over here, right? Somewhere on these bushes, right? So when I'm clicking that again and again, you can see that the selected area is being pasted over here, right? And if I take it somewhere else and keep clicking, so the same selection area is copied to there. And the nice part is, if you click it and drag it, you can create that elephant in the place you want on your picture, right? So now it has changed. So I'm changing the place of my elephant. ළමයි තප්පරයක් ඉන්න. Right. So did you see what happens? Is it clear how the things are done?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Right. So I'll do it again by taking another picture. Right now, I can do it like this as well. මම මෙතන size එක ගොඩාක් ලොකු කරලා I'll mark my picture right over here. Control. I can mark it again and again. That doesn't matter. So I'm changing my source to the top of this picture, right? So control and copy it. So I'm going to paste it right over here. Right. So if you do it carefully, you can successfully clone your pictures. Right. So that is what you're saying, being cloned. Right. So remember, first you have to select a source. Then if you just click on a place, it will just make you the, like, it will just copy you the one specific place. But if you click and drag, then you will be having something different, or like the entire picture relatively to the source. Right. So that is what we are doing with the cloning part. And I'm taking the healing brush here, the healing. Right now, healing brush is there to heal the positions. Right. Then ඔයාලන්ට තේරෙනවා ඇති දැන් මේක copy කරනකොට මේ sharp edges එහෙම එනවනේ. මගේ මෙතන මේ පින්තූර දෙක වෙන් වෙන sharp edge එකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. Right. So those edges can be healed regarding a source. Right. So I can select a source in the same way using pressing the control key. So control key, and I'm selecting the source over here. So if I do the changing, then pay the change එක වෙන විදිහ. It's not cloning. එයා ළඟ picture එකට අදාළව තියෙන විදිහට තමයි වැඩේ පොඩ්ඩක් change කරගන්න. Right? तर මේ cloning කියන එකේදී detail ගොඩක් වැඩි කරන්නේ නැතුව healing brush එක පාවිච්චි කරොත් අපිට අර sharp edges කියන එක නැති කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Now if I undo it, right? හිතන්නකො මට මේ මෙන්න මෙතන තියෙන මේ කළු පාට පැල්ලම අස් කරගන්න ඕනේ කියලා. So I can reduce the size of my brush, and I'll copy it from over here. මේ කෙලවරේ තියෙන තැනකින් copy කරගන්නවා source එක. Then when I am moving it, so like it is allowing me to, or like it is helping me to like fill out the place from the specifics, like the related texture. Right? The මේක පරිස්සමට කරොත් කිසිම වෙනසක් නොවන විදිහට අපිට fill-in එක කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So if I need to erase this thing, or like the like heal that place with these bushes, so I can do it, right? Right, so if you do it carefully, you can take away the things. Right, so healing brush is just heal the place that it is going to change, right? Not just copy in it itself, but it arranged according to the background of the selected area. Right? Got it, people? Yes, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right, great. So the next tool is the perspective clone. So regarding the perspective clone, it says clone from an image source after applying perspective transformation, right? So when we choose the perspective clone, they are asking us to make our selection as a perspective one. Right? එහෙනම් අපිට එක එක angles වලට selection එක manage කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Perspection එක apply වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Why was that? තමයි තපරකින්න. Yeah. ඉන්නල මම අලුත් එකක් කරගන්න නැත්නම් මේක ජම්පල් වැඩි වෙනවා. let's say we have set the perspective tool like this, the perspectives like this. Right? Make me like අපි අර පොලේක පාට කරන විදිහට නෙවෙයි වෙන්නේ, right? 3D mod එකක් ඔලුවට අරගෙන දැන් එහා වැඩ කරන්න. Right? So then you can choose this perspective clone option over here, right? And if you take a particular source and if you do it, then make a color වෙන්නේ අපේ clone tool එක color වුණා හා සමානවම නෙවෙයි, right? මේ perspection එක ඇතුලේ තමයි it is doing its job. Right? So it is kind of a selected area which allow us to do the cloning. Right? And you can see it is very sharp. Very sharp means like it's easier to change a particular image, right? And can make this image like we can disappear the characters, like we disappear the character, like we disappear the cat from this frame, right? And you can see it is copying this area but in a bigger manner, right? ඒ කියන්නේ මේ මෙතන අපි perspection එක ඇඳලා තියෙන හැඩයට තමයි එයා clone වෙන්නේ, right? So that is what we call perspection or the perspective clone, right? So these things will be helpful when we are editing it and according to the requirement that we have, right? Okay, so that is what we call perspective tool, like the perspective clone. Then the blur and the smudge and the dodge. Let's see what's happening from those things. Right. So I'm taking not the elephant. Let's take something else. I'm taking this. Now this smudge, dodge and blur, right? So first I'll show you the blur effect. Then me blur කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ පොඩි කාලේ painting කරනකොට you have tested the blur. You put your finger in the color and you are taking the finger and try to have some lines or like the color, try to put your color on your finger onto the paper, right? නිකන් paper එකේ අතුල්ලගෙන යනවා. දැන් මෙයාගේ තියෙන icon එකත් ඒ වගේනේ, right? අපේ index finger එකෙන් ඇඳගෙන යනවා වගේ එකක් තමයි ආ පෙන්නන්නේ. So if you want to blur a smudge, you can do smudging like this. මට මේ සීගිරිය rock එකේ උඩ තියෙන border එක smudge කරන්න ඕන නම් I can do the smudging. එතකොට නිකන් අර අපිට මේ පින්තූරය water colors වලින් හරි මොකක් හරි paint එකකින් හරි ඇඳලා තියෙනකොට අපි paint එක අතින් එහාට මෙහාට අතුල්ලනවා වගේ. Right? So that is what you call smudging. Now, if I need to blur this, now this effect is given by smudging. So look at what happened when I'm blurring it. See, අපි කියන්නේ බොඳ කරනවා කියලා. ඒක ස්මජ් වීමක් නෙවෙයි වෙන්නේ. මේක ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට මොනවාද වෙඩින් ෆොටෝග්‍රැෆි වල පාවිච්චි කරනවා. අදාළ කෙනාව දැන් වෙඩින් ෆොටෝග්‍රැෆි නම් මනමාලයයි විතරක් ફોකස් කරලා තියලා වටේ බ්ලර් කරනවා. right then මේකේ pencil size brush size එක ලොකු කරලා you can do the blurring in a very short amount of time. අපිට දැන් මේ පාර විතරක් clearly තියන්න අවශ්‍ය නම් we can blur the rest. Right? So now only the road is the one which is clear. Other parts are blurred. Right? We the elephant picture ke අපිට ඕන නම් background එක blur කරගන්න, so we can use that. Right? අලියා විතරක් focus වෙන විදිහට කැලේ අනිත් ටික අපි blur කරගන්නවා. Right? So it won't give you a very big difference, but if you look closely you can see the blurring is applying. Right? බොඳ වෙලා යනවා කියන එක you can see. Right? අපිට එහෙම වුණාම characters pop up කරන්න පුළුවන් අපේ මේවා වලින් අපේ තියෙන pictures වලින්. Right? ඔයාලට ගොඩක් යාව highlight කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නම් නේද? smudge කරන්න පුළුවන්. but smudge කරාම ටිකක් ඒක විකෘති ගතියක් එනවනේ. smudging අවශ්‍ය තැන් වලට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. smudge කරොත් උහුම. right? blur කරොත් නේද? අර බොඳ කරලා වගේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Right? And dodge is there to burn the colors. Right? color එකක් burn කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ එයාගේ sharpness වැඩි කරනවා කියන එක, brightness වැඩි කරනවා කියන එක. දැන් මට මේ අර අලියව සුදු කරන්න ඕන නම් අපිට පුළුවන් එයාව burn කරන්න. dodge කරාම වෙන්නේ අපි කියනවා color එක පිච්චෙනවා, පුච්චනවා කියලා. අපි ගොඩක් dodge කරොත් එයාගේ prominent ම color එක එළියට එන්න බලනවා. කියන්නේ prominent ම නෙවෙයි, ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? එයාගේ base ම color එක එළියට එන්න බලනවා. right? එතකොට අර දැන් අපි දැකලා තියෙනවානේ mobile phones වල ඒගොල්ලෝ effects දානවා. So those effects can be done manually in here as per our want, right? As per our need. Right? Is it clear, people, about the smudge, blur, and dodge tools? Okay, great. So the next one is about moving, aligning, cropping, and rotating, scaling, and all those things. Right? Shearing and the perspection also can happen. Right? Let's quickly go through those. I'm going to close these things. So if I don't need to save those things, I can discard. Yeah. Now, if you want to move a particular layer or a particular part which is been selected, right, you can use the move tool. Now, if I do a selection like this, and if I change to the select tool right over here at the very left corner, right, I can move it. Right here, the moving part happens with the picking layer. Again, I have a touch when a layer again move, right? I can change it using move the active layer mode. Right? Active layer වැඩ කරන මම තව pictures කීපයක් මේකට ගන්න ඕනේ. Right? And if you want to move a selection, then you can move the selection as you want. So for that you have to select move selection option over here. මෙතන තියෙන මෙන්න මේ මැද තියෙන option එක. මෙතනට ගත්තම එන්නේ layer wise. Right? Now it's the same way I'm selecting this place and I'm copying it and paste it, and I'll add it as a new layer. So using the move tool, I can move it to the places I want. Right? So that is there for the movement. And for the alignment, it's the same place that we can find the alignment tool under the move tool. Right? So you can align the things as it describes here. Right? So here they have given some criteria. So how you are going to align මොන object එකකට දාලවද align කරන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? So here it says relative to first item. Right? Now if I මෙයාගේ position එක මාරු කරන්න කරලා මෙතනට තව selection එකක් ගන්න. ලොකු පින්තූරය ආස් කරගෙන නැත්නම් මට alignment හරියට කියලා දෙන්න බැරි වෙනවා. Okay, now sorry, I got the same one. Right, so I got two images, right? One is over here, one is over here. Right? Now if you choose move the active layer option over here, active layer means a selected layer right over here. So if I move it, it's only moving the selected layer, right? It won't move in the next layer or like the non-selected layer. But මේ rock එක එහාට මෙහාට කරන්න ඕන නම් එයා ඉන්න selection එක අරගෙන එයාගේ layer එක select කරලා you have to move it. Right? So let's see what's happened with the alignment now. Oh, why it isn't working? Oh, something is not okay. Right, okay. Yeah, it is because of the we haven't selected the other one, right? So it's like this. Let me move these things and keep it. Now, if you do the alignment, first you have to select the layers, right? I'm finding some selection over here. I don't know what it is. Oh, මෙයාගේ selection එක වැරදිලා උඩට වෙන්න දෙන්න කමක් නැහැ. Right, so I select this and pressing the shift button, we select this as well, right? And now there are so many selections. If you say relative to first item, so this is the item I choose for the very first time. And if I ask to move, so relating to the first item, it will move. Right? And if we give image, so the selected image will be shifted here and there. And if we take active layer, the active layer is going to move. Right? And if I choose this, now this is going to be the active layer. Yeah, it's relative to the active layer. Right? So likewise, the alignment can be done, right? We can move it regarding the first item that we choose. We can treat them as the images and asking it to move. For some reason, this is not moving for some reason. Maybe frame make a move, but picture is not moving, right? Right. So මෙතනින් අපිට mod එක change කරගන්නයි තියෙන්නේ. First item image selection. So our specific image එකක් ගන්න ඕන නම් it's the better option is image. Right? So you can do the alignment. Right. So Yeah, the next one is crop, rotate, scale. Let's see about those. Now cropping means, now if I want only this elephant, which is the clear elephant, I can use this crop tool, and I can go for a place and click and drag and mark the area. So the cropped area will be marked like this, uncropped area will be blurred like that. So if I want to change the cropping, we can select, right? Then you have to press enter to apply the cropping, right? So from a big picture, only that particular one will be staying there, right? So, and resizing, now it's like this. Let me go to the other layer. Right now, this is the resize tool or the scale tool, right? So I can click on the place. So this is going to be the scaling. මේ අපිට කියනවා ජිම් පොඩක් ඔෆ් කරලා ආයෙ ගන්න මෙයා ටිකක් හැසිරෙන විදිය weird. Okay, me open. It's better we go for this. I'll take the cat. Right now, yeah, we were talking about the cropping part, the rescaling, right? Resizing. So once you take this particular tool, this is the scale tool. So then you can click on the layer that you're going to rescale. Right here, we got only one layer. I'm going to have another layer to this. I'm going to file, open as layer, and I'm taking elephant picture to this as well. Right, then me elephant ki picture kata cat wa wahila තියෙනවා. Right, so what we can do, one solution that we can give is resizing the image. So once I press resize, it selects the active layer. So there I can move to the edges. Where are my edges? Yeah, you can move to these edges and drag and drop it. Otherwise, at the middle of the image, just do the scaling part. And again, when you are done with scaling, you have to press enter. Then only it will be applied to the specific size. Right, so that is what you call the scaling, right, or resizing. Right, then there are a lot of tools. I'm not going to talk about each and every one, right? So rotation, it is given as a tooltip as well, but if you need to do a rotation regarding some particular layer, yes, so this is the tool that you are going to use. So here, the rotate tool is here. Now you can rotate the active tool, right? So that means you can turn it over here. That is the active tool, right? And if you want to turn the cat, you have to change the cat, and the particular rotation should be done accordingly. Right. So then, yeah. So we talked about rotate. We talked about scale. Shear. Yes. Now shearing is something like this. Let me take a new canvas over here, which is A41. And I'm going to open, yeah, let's say elephant as a layer. Right. So now what I'm trying to show you is, we are going to shear this thing. Right. So this is what you call shearing. Right. So that is what we call shearing. Yeah. People, is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Okay. So the perspective, the Shift P keyboard shortcut is providing you. Change the perspective of the active layer selection of path. Right. So
The shearing is just angling, right?
yeah, angling means like it's not just one angling. It's like you can angle both the sides. Right. Then make a variables change karo. I can change where it's going to do, like where it's going to angled. Right. Make a 3D rotation එක තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ කතා බහ කරන්නේ. Right. So yeah. To try the perspective, I'm going to take this. And it says changes the perspective of the active layer selection or path. Right. Now let's take this as our active layer. Right. So this is the perspective tool. Yeah. Can you see that? Right. So likewise, you can rotate an image as you want. Right. You got the idea about the perspective tool, people?
Yes.
Right.
So is it 3D transform? It's not the perspective, right?
Dua, I'm not getting you. Oh, hold on. Yes, Dua. It's not the perspection I took. I'm sorry. Yes, it's a 3D transform. I'm sorry. Thanks for bringing it up, Dua. So perspection, it happens on this manner, right? Can අපිට පින්තූරේ හරව ගන්න පුළුවන් එතනත් පොඩි 3D rotation එකක්ම තමයි වෙන්නේ, but ඒක uneven, like we have to do it like point by point, right? So likewise we can do it. And 3D tool එක අලුතෙන් ආපු එකක් මට So it can be transformed in 3D time, right? And yeah, so path, color picker, magnify, measure, and text. Then we need the path tool to select something very sharply. කියන්නේ path tool එකෙන් අපිට පුළුවන් අපිට අවශ්‍යම වෙන විදිහට හැඩයක් ඇඳ ගන්න, but it should have it should need some practice to do that. But when you are done it will be much easier for you to do the selection, right? Now the path tool is this, right? So in path tool we are just drawing a path, as you can see. So I have placed a dot over here, and if I place it the other point, it get already selected, and still I'm not releasing my mouse. And if I move it to your right or to your left, right, it's going to move its curve, right? So මේක අපිට හරියටම රවුමටම තියලා ඇඳ ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right, later once you click on the other place, they are allowing to have the what you call the turning points in here, but again it will cause you some problem as well. දැන් මට මෙතන වෙලා තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ පේනව නේද? හරියට මට ඒව ඇඳ ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. Right, එහෙම වෙලාවක we can, there are two arms, මේ එක arm එකක්, මේ තියෙන අනිත් arm එක. Now this is the arm which maintain the selection of at your top side, right? Then මේ පහළ එකේ angle එකක් ඉන්න අවශ්‍ය නැත්නම් we can take this number or the angle at the top of the selection or the selection point. So then we can continue. See? Right, so likewise, right, you can do the path selection, right? So like මම මේක දැනට මෙතනින් ඉවර කරන්නම්. Right, so you can edit the path if you want, you can move it, right, or else you can keep designing, right? So once this kind of a selection happens, oh, why is that? Okay, hold on a minute, people. Okay, I'm canceling this. I'm having this and I'm having this. All right, මේක බොහොම ඉවසීමෙන් කරගෙන යන්න ඕන ළමයි. නැති වුණොත් mix වෙනවා. right? So once we do this, right, we can make it as a selection. Select from path, right? So it is like, again, if you think about the purpose, it is again a selection tool, right? And not only a selection tool, it has many different capabilities, right? So that is why it is not been a category under the selection tools, right? This color picker, that is easy. You can pick the colors from any place you want inside the gym, right? So if you want to take this orangeness in the ear, so you can I'll take out the selection to pick, catch the color picker, and you just come and click. Then notice this purple color box is going to change its color according to that. Yeah, see? And here it's going to be black, yes. And before that, it's going to be a little bit greenish. And if I put here, it's going to be blue. Right, so likewise, that can be used to pick the colors, right? And yeah, sorry about that. And the magnifier one, zoom in part, right? So you can do the zoom in either from using this zoom in tool, right? So you can choose zoom in, zoom out, or you can just simply use the control button and the mouse pointer. I'm sorry, control button and the mouse wheel. Mouse wheel itself won't do anything bigger or something, right? Or like anything zooming out. You have to go with the control and then the place that you need to zoom in or zoom out. Right? The මම උසගේ මූණ focus කරගෙන zoom කරොත් මූණ තමයි මට focus වෙන්නේ. මම නිල් පාට focus කරොත් එතනට තමයි focus වෙන්නේ. Right? Okay, and there are final two tools are there. What are the measure and text? Yes. So the measurement is there to measure things. Measure, making it is there. Measure. So I can press over here and right. So I want the distance from here to here. Right, and it gives you the measurement in pixels over here. Right, so it is in pixel. It shows you over here how many pixels are being chosen. Right, okay, so those are the tools, right, people? Are we clear with this?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So let's jump into the practical. right, which is on your book. Right. So in your book, they are just asking you to do this practical. This is going to be your output, right? So to do the output, they have given the steps one by one. So we are going to go through those, right? So the first step that they are asking you to do is like open the Gym software and from the menu select Windows, select single window mode. So like a single window mode එක අරගත්තම එක window එකයි අපිට එක වෙලාවකට පෙන්වන්න. දැන් මට මෙතන Windows කීපයක් පෙන්වනවා. Right? And if I go to Windows and do it like this, right? So all my windows are being like scattered into different type of things. If the single window mode is not there, if you got it into a single window mode, automatically right, and the tabs will be arranged like this, right? So I'm going to close these things. Right, so they are asking us to take single window mode. We have done that. Then they're asking to obtain the images. So we need 3 images and they are asking us to open it separately. Click file and open. They say do not select open as layers in here, right? So if I go to file and open, so it will ask me to select the things like after one after the other, right? So yeah, here comes the thing. So like here I'm selecting the CGD rock, then I'm open it again, and CGD door, and CGD painting. Right, so oh, did I paste it over the CGD rock? No. Yeah, so 3 separate images now I have opened. Now what they are saying, from the tool option, select foreground and background as black and white. For this, we follow the illustration and click the color, yeah, right, like this. So foreground ekai background ekai black and white araganna kila kiyanne, right? So I'm going to take foreground is this. So I double click on it. So I'm getting the palette. So it's black, right? Background is white anyway. Right, so then what they are saying is to open a window for a graphic, click File and New. In the Create a New Image dialog box, indicate width as 1200 and the height as 800 pixel and click OK. Right, so they need within 1200 pixels and height is 800 pixels. Right, so we are going to create a new one. So as they say, width is 1200, right, and height is 800, right? Yeah, so then I'm saying okay, right? So now there are 4 working areas, four canvases actually, 3 images, and this is the main canvas, right? Then they are saying they say it will get open on the Python ideally. I'm sorry, the GIMP ideally, right? And it says select the first image, right click on the related layers, select add an alpha channel, right? So those are the open images. Select the first image, right? First image කියලා ඒගොල්ලෝ අදහස් කරන්නේ මේ සීගිරිය rock එක තියෙන image එක, right? And select, right click on the related layer, select add an alpha channel, right? So let me do that. So here the first is selected, so right click, add alpha channel. Now that can be done not by selecting here, right? But it's much easier from here at the layout palette, right? Layers palette. So right click and add alpha channel is right over here. So we click on that. Right, then it says, yeah, now what they say why we are selecting the alpha channel over here. The alpha channel helps make the picture transparent. With the second picture, this transparency comes with automatically. However, when there is only one picture in the layer window, it is necessary to add an alpha channel. Then it says select ellipse from from tool option, click tool option, feather, and mark the ellipse on selected picture. Now, I think we have experienced the feather effect. So they're asking me to select the ellipse tool. So I select the ellipse tool, and they're asking me to take an ellipse selection, right? So then, hold on, yeah. Right, so once I select the ellipse, here I have to give some radius, right? So for the edges, you know, the edges are not going to be very sharp, right, when I'm applying the feather. Right, so now I'm going to draw the particular selection, right? So I have do this, right? Then it says, so for the yeah, for the cap size change kara, you have seen that. Yeah, so in the new layer, that means here, which we have done. So we have to right click and edit, and we have to select the selection that they have, the thing that they have said is like edit, paste as, new layer. Oh yeah, right over here. I can do select, paste as, new layer, or else I can just paste it using Control V, right? And once the pasting happens, you have to give the certain positions, right? So I think it is not being copied from here. And hold on. Yeah. So we can copy from here, or we can do the copy visible, right? And go to the new one and right click, edit, paste as new layer, right? So it will have the copied area from the previous picture with the link copy wedge checker. They have taken to the this working area. So how we have done, we selected it, we select it. So right click, edit. You can choose both copy and copy visible, right? So later we are going to paste it over here, right? So then they will ask to do the same thing for the other two images as well. And have they said something like that? Yeah. And the scaling part is also saying it is suitable to have all images in same size. For this, select scale tool from tool option, click on image. In the scale dialog box, arrange the width and the height of the images as 450 and 600. Right? So the image size is like 450 and 600. 450 width, 600 height. Right? So I can take the scale tool from here and I can click on this, and width is, how they say, 450, and this is 600, right? And you can see මම මෙතන 600 ගහලා enter කරාම මේ width එක change වෙන්නේ නැහැ accordingly. බලන්නකො. the width එක change වෙනවා, right? If I say 600, so see width is become 530. Now if I want to change that, I can break this link in between these two by clicking on this. So now without a problem I can press 600. Right, so they are asking us to do the same thing for the other two. So I'm going to quickly take those things. So I'm taking this, I'm moving my selection. Right. So I'll do the copying over here and we'll do the pasting over here. Right, and once I paste it blindly, it says like to have this floating selection as a new layer. So I'm going to have a new layer and we are going to resize this. This is 450. This is 600. Right, so then I have to say scale or have to press enter. So we can do the arrangers. Right, so I'll take something from here as well. So Control C, Control V. Again, I'm going to scale this 450. The other one is the 600. Right, so scale. All right, now all of the images are in the same size. Right, so I'll tell you something additional. If you want to now, margin, you can take something called guide from your ruler. Ruler go to click again and drag. You can see some particular line is coming. A line එක වගේ graphic එකේ part එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right. So likewise. Right. So the next one is talking about like repeating the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th and 11th step again and again, right? So we'll have that. And later, they are asking us to position them like this, right? So we have, let's compare it with this. Right, so it says the center align one at the top, right hand side at the right, and left hand side at the left. Right, so we are going to arrange it like that. So my center aligned one, yeah, I think I have done a mistake over here because my pasted layer is not, I got two layers, two things at one layer. So let me change it. All right, so let me do the scaling again. 450 and 600. So scale. Right, so using the move tool, I have scaled it like this. So the middle layer should be at the top, as this is. So I can move the layers like this, clicking on the layer and moving it to the top of the layer list. And the left layer as the second one, right? So let's move to the next layer. Yeah, is it in the same way? Yeah, now it is in the same way, right? So the layers will be arranged like that, right? So you can see all three things arranged into the same position. And then so here they are talking about the layer. I think you know the things regarding the layer. We talked about this, right? This is the place. Let me magnify it and show it to you. These are the places where we use the layer, right? Where we can see how many layers are there in our working area, right? So that layers can be changed its order just by click and dragging it here and there. And we discuss like this I mark is there to on and off the layer, right? And here's something called opacity, right? So where we can change the transparentness, right? So the transparency of a particular layer. So now I have selected the very top layer, which is the middle layer of mine. So if I change this, it will change the transparency of the layer, right? Okay. So is it clear so far, people?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. How about others? Right, great. All right, so then this is something about the layers, right? And how these things have been arranged, right? And we talked about those, taking a new layer, right? I'll tell you about this folder kind of things. And this is regarding the moving the layers up and down, right? Like we have done with the mouse pointer. And this is about anchoring the layer. That means like anchor කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ like අර මගේ කලින් සිද්ධ වෙලා තිබුණේ පින්තූර දෙකක් එක layer එකට ඇවිල්ලා තිබුණේ. So that is what we call anchoring. So we can have different kinds of images in a one particular layer. So we call them, we are anchoring the layers on a one specific, we are anchoring the images on a one specific layer, right? And the very last, the sixth one is the recycle bin, right? And this fourth one, yeah, it's about the duplicating, right? If you want to duplicate a layer, you can duplicate it. So those icons are here, but it is a little bit different with the new version, right? So this is new layer. This is adding a folder එකක් අපි add කරන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට complex image එකක් හදාගෙන යනකොට ඒ කියන්නේ image sets වෙනම තියාගන්න ඕනම. So this is moving the layer up and down the selected layers. This is about duplicating, right? And there are some two more new things over here. So let's see what they are talking about. And the very last one is the delete layer option, right? If I want to delete something, I can delete it using that. Right now, what are these two? I merge these layers, right? Merging means like taking everything into a one layer. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි layers කඩලා හදලා ඉවරෙන් පස්සේ final output එක අපිට ඕන නම් එක layer එකකට අරගෙන so we can export it, right? To export, we don't need to merge that, right? But as per our requirement, we can merge it, right? And yeah, now this is about the mask. I'll tell you when the time comes how the mask can be used, right? So this is about deleting the layer, right? Okay, so yeah, now it says this is talking about the opacity that I showed to you, right? So it says once editing and position are completed, it is necessary to merge all layer together into one layer, and it is not a must, right? For this purpose, right click on the layer window and click merge visible layers. So once you merge it, I'll show you what happens, right? So right click on the layer window and we can merge it, merge visible layers. So now before I merge it, there are 4 layers over here. So I right click it and say merge visible layers. So I can click on this merge button, right? So now you can see there's only one layer inside it. That is what happening when it is being merged, right? So then you can crop using the crop tool. They're asking you to crop it necessarily, and then about put in the frame, right? So we can use the crop tool and we can crop it accordingly. උඩයටයි තියෙන white areas අඩු වෙන්න, right? So once we enter, this is going to be, and then they are asking you to add the border, right? So there they are telling us to do is to add the border to a graphic, select filter and decor and add border, right? So then they are giving some values, border X equals 10, border Y equals 10, and border color equals blue, right? And border X is 15, border Y is 15, border color is yellow. It's like different kinds of borders that we can add, right? So let's do it and end the session, right? So we will move to the filter. First, I have to select the graphic. Then we have to move to the filter, right? Then the decor right over here, add border, right? Now here, they are asking about this. So I'm going to give the exact values that they are saying. First, X is 10, Y is 10, and border color is blue. So here it goes. X is 10, Y is 10, border color is blue, right? So I'm pressing OK. So it comes. Then again, I'm going to that point and go to the decor and add border. So now X is 15, Y is 15, border color, I'll put it as yellow. And OK. So here it comes as the borders, right? Is that clear, people? Everyone? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the way of doing the first practical, and I'm asking you to do it again and again. If you have the chance, just get to know about the tools, right? And give a try to the other one as well, right? ඊළඟ එකේ ඔයගලන්ට කියලා තියෙන්නේ how you are going to have some word, or like how to work with the text, right? Text tool එක පාවිච්චි කරලා. I'll do it on next week and show it to you, as well as by next week we will be able to move to the next animation tool, which is called the 2-dimension animating with the Jito, Victorian Jito, right? So people, I hope this makes you something interesting. So try your things and try your own things as well, right? And do some experiment and see whether it is working, right? And before we leave, I'll show you some works that I have done. I mostly use these things to create my handouts in the in the A-level classes, right? So yeah, this is something I have recently created. This was for the HTML, right? And yeah, so this is the way that I am creating my cover pages for my handouts, right? So there are a lot of layers over here, right? And there are some text, there are some images, right? And some other images, backgrounds, right? It's all about the creativity and applying it on the places that you want, in a way you want, right? So make your own and try something new, right? So I'll give you something to, I'll give you a homework, like something this to be created, right? To have your own thing, right after we have all the knowledge about the gym, right? So thank you very much, people, again. So I'll see you next Sunday for the same time, right? So we can do the 2-dimension animating thing, right? So thank you very much. Have a nice weekend, people. I'll see you
Thank you, sir. Bye. Good night.
same time, right?
Thank you, sir. Have a nice
Right,
day.
okay. Right, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you very
sir.
much. Right, okay. Right, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Right,
sir.
okay, people. Thank you very
Thank you, sir.
much. Right, okay. Right, okay.